It's Liz from Sew with Liz, and we're back again for Sew with Liz Club, January 2023. And I just wanted to welcome you all back and say that I hope you all had a great Christmas and family time, sewing time, of course. I did. I had a quite quiet Christmas, but got lots of sewing done and lots of binge watching of TV, which is very relaxing. Or can be very relaxing depending on what you're watching. Okay, so without further ado, I am going to start sharing with you what I have for today's program. And I thought, seeing as we are in the middle of winter, we would have a couple of photographs of winter scenes. The one on the left is just something I took off Instagram, nothing special, just a pretty little forest road with snow. And the one on the right, it was taken last weekend in the Okanagan. I was looking after my grandchildren for 4 days while my daughter and son-in-law went to the Okanagan to celebrate their wedding anniversary. So that was actually one of the photographs my daughter put on her Facebook. She loves going visiting wineries. But we are not here to talk about winter. We are here to talk about sewing. So I just wanted to give a little bit of an update as to that Sewing for a Cause and all those little baggies that we made last year. Primarily that I am aware of, it was myself and a couple of people in Chilliwack, some of my friends in Chilliwack, who made lots and lots and lots and lots of baggies. We got donations. There was a wonderful donation of homemade soaps. And I also thank those of you that donated money to me to use to buy toiletries to put in those bags. So we filled them with all sorts of things that you can see on the screen, listed on the screen there. And we've got some of those things left over. I also bought tons of lip balms and we didn't use them all. I got them from Avon when they had them on a super special. And so we are going to do the same thing this year. We're very thrilled that we were able to deliver, well, Anne Margaret actually delivered 65 little baggies to 2 different places in the Chilliwack area. And they were very gratefully received. So we are going to continue with that charity sewing drive. And if you want to join us, please just let me know and I'll be happy to give you further information. You might even want to just do it in your area. You don't have to be donating to what we're doing in the Chilliwack area or wherever we donate them this year. And if you need free embroidery designs or instructions for making these zipper baggies, please let me know and I'll be super happy to pass those on to you. If you asked me previously, the ones that I'll pass on are going to be the same. Also to mention that there are some websites that actually have lots of freebies. And one of those such websites that I know has got nice little zipper baggies that are free is Creative Kiwi. And that's creative with a K and Kiwi with a K, of course, as well. And they have a very large freebie section. So you might want to have a look there, but also feel free to contact me and I'll send on to you what I have. And let's make somebody's Christmas or somebody's smile this year when they need a smile. Okay. Just a reminder that we talked about zipper tabs back at the October Sew with Liz Club, where I talked about putting those little tabs on the end of a zipper in the lime green zipper photo, because that makes your little zipper bags look a whole lot neater. And I'm going to just quickly switch to my camera so that you can see. So I need to stop sharing my screen and go to my camera. And this is a baggie that I made last year. In fact, I made quite a lot of them and I took some of them to South Africa with me for gifts for people there. And I even put little straps on them, which is rather nice because you can use it as a nice toiletry bag and you can hang it on the back of the bathroom door or wherever where you're staying in a hotel or a timeshare. But what I wanted to show you here was that I did not do a zipper tab on these baggies. And you can see how the end of the zipper becomes sort of a little bunchy. All right. And sometimes it can be downright messy actually to get that zipper with all its thickness sewn into the side seam. And obviously the other side is very much the same. I'll see if I can focus in on that. It's quite hard to see because it is white, but if I hold it still for a moment, it may do the focusing. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it's not the neatest thing in the world, but I've used this little baggie. I used it in South Africa and I was very thrilled to have it because I was there for 5 weeks. So I needed a sizable toiletry bag for all my little bits and pieces. This one is a little baggie that I made many years ago just from scraps left from a fat quarter, what do you call it, charm square pack. And I did do the little zipper tabs on the end of this zipper, there and there. And you can see right away, it makes the end of where the zipper goes into the side seam. It does make it less bulky and actually much easier. So I am going to show you something now, what I discovered the other day. I don't know how. I never discovered it previously. What I always used to do was sew my zippers my zipper down these two sides, and I have got that done. All right, if I open up this zipper, you can see that it is all done. And I sewed the zipper in. I just used the walking foot on the machine. I didn't do anything special and just moved my needle position. And then I flipped it over and I have the zipper and the bag fabric this away from the zipper teeth. And then I top stitched it on this side. And I always like to use a zipper that is longer than my bag. I always find that makes for a simple and hassle-free life when it comes to making bags. So this fabric I actually got from Fab Cycle. They actually gave it to me. It was a donation from a dancewear studio, something like that, where they teach dancewear or something like that. They didn't tell me who it was. And these baggies all came as these little pieces like this. And I'm guessing the brand had an A in it. And so there was a lot of these, probably nearly 40 of these little pieces of fabric. It's rather nice. I don't think it's not plastic and it's not vinyl, but it's somewhere, between vinyl and fabric. And on the back, it's got this nice, soft, brushed, sort of brushed nylon feel. And so I set about making little baggies with these. And so you can see on this baggie, what I've done is I've done the zipper and I have done the one side seam. So now I'm going to show you what I discovered actually purely by accident when I was sewing these baggies. And I'm going to move my camera so that you can see my sewing machine and you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually sewing on my granddaughter's sewing machine, which she got from Santa a couple of years ago. Obviously, Nana had something to do with the purchase of this machine because it is a rather nice little Janome. And I have the walking foot on, but of course, it doesn't have to be a walking foot. It can be the regular foot. That just happens to be what was on the machine. She was supposed to sew with me last weekend, but something I gave her for Christmas so that we were going to work on, she left behind, so we didn't. And obviously, it will help if I switch the machine on. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ride the edge of the foot along the edge of the fabric. I am not worried whether this is a 1/4 of an inch seam or, and sorry, I just need to get the correct foot control. Of course, I had another one under the table. All right, now we're cooking with gas. And I am not worrying whether it's a 1/4 of an inch or something special. Now, as you can see, as I'm coming up here, I've obviously got to move that zipper tab because if I sewed it closed now, I would be somewhere without a zipper pull. All right, so I've pulled it over to about halfway on the baggie. And as I'm coming up towards the top of the bag, instead of doing it like that and flattening it, which is what I did on that pink toiletry bag that I showed you a few moments ago, I just sewed right up to the top and back again. And if you're careful and you're using a nylon zipper, you do not have to worry about the needle breaking. it's actually quite fine to sew over those nylon teeth. I very rarely, if ever, buy a zipper with metal teeth. I just don't like them. Although, of course, they're very useful when you're doing bag making because they are sturdy and strong. But what I discovered while I was making these little baggies was if you fold the zipper inwards like that, so that it's nice and even, and the two halves of the zipper, can you see, are folded over on themselves, and that the folds of the fabric right at the top here, if I get my fingers out of the way, you'll see they're also lined up. And then I continued to come all the way up to the top. And as I say, I am kind of just a teeny little bit speechless that I never discovered this little trick until literally very recently. And so now I'm just going to cut my threads, and I'm going to turn this baggie out. All right, obviously at this point I would cut away my excess zipper on both ends. All right, don't ruin a very good pair of scissors doing that. Just use sort of an old clunky pair of scissors. And this is the stage where I'm going to turn the bag out. And I've got one that's been done. It's a different one, and I'm going to pull the camera up a bit so you can see it better. All right, I can put that one away and get my little scraps away in my scrap bag. And here we are, is a little zipper bag finished. And I want to show you how I think it looks a whole lot neater. You've got this little fold of fabric here, and the zipper goes down to the sort of point of the V. And I think it's, if you're in a hurry, this is, to my way of thinking, my most favorite way of doing little zipper baggies if you're in a hurry and you want to get a lot of them done quickly. The other end looks just as good. And I'm just going to open the zipper slightly so that you can see that there. All right. I think it's pretty good. It's better than doing the folding of the fabric for the side seam the other way. And if you are obviously wanting it to be a little bit more chic and finished, obviously then you're going to go to the zipper tab method. I wanted here to show you just a couple of little sewing tips. And I have got a little pill bottle that I keep, that's this one over here, that I keep all my bent or blunt pins. I'm trying to make a habit of, if it doesn't want to go into my lingerie fabric, which is kind of the acid test, often a pin will go into cotton fabric, but it just won't go into those very different lingerie fabrics. So what I will do is put those pins into here, into this little pill box or pill bottle, and then throw that away in the garbage when it's full. Now it's quite full at the moment, and you'll see lying in front of it in the picture is a little box like this, and I actually got that from that lady at Schmidt's Needles at one stage, and it's got a little hole on the end, and you pop your needles in there, but once they're popped in there, you can't get them out. It's a sealed box. So that's pretty full, and I am a little bit sad to discover that nobody wants to take needles or pins from me. At one stage, I used to give them to somebody and they put them in one of those Sharps containers, but that, avenue of getting rid of pins and needles is gone. So I was on a mission to find out. I asked at my pharmacy if they would take them. No, they won't. So this is what I've at this stage found the best method of getting rid of broken needles, bent pins, blunt things. Has anybody else discovered a better way of getting rid of them? Obviously, the point is not to put them straight in the garbage, because they're going to end up in the landfill and poke somebody or some animal at some point. Any suggestions from anyone?
I do about the same thing as you, to have a little bottle and fill up the bottle so it stays safe, but nothing more brilliant than that.
No. Okay. And then I wanted to share with you, I don't know about you, but I get very, very confused as to which needle I actually have in my machine. I don't see those markings on the needles very easily at all. In fact, it's almost an impossibility to read that teeny tiny writing on the needles. So over on the left-hand side of the screen, I don't know if Schmidt ever actually produced that, but that was also given to me on the same occasion that the little needle disposal box was given to me. I'm just trying to think of her name now. What's her name? Anybody remember the lady that does the education for Schmidt? Her name eludes me for the moment. Any event, she's very active in all sorts of sewing circles in North America. And she gave us one of these little mats, and it's all got the markings there, and you can actually put the needles into it. And that's one way of doing it. You could even make your own. You could just make like a little mini quilt and then pin your, or a larger than a pin cushion. And you could make, could put writing on there. You could even do embroidery on it with your embroidery machine and make yourself one. In the middle is just one of those, you can see well-used little tomatoes. And I actually got mine out because I don't use it as a pin cushion. And then I wrote on it ballpoint needle and universal needle, just shortened names with a black Sharpie pen all the way around. And then what you can do is then pop your pins into the little section of the little tomato. I know some people do that. So I thought I'd share those little tips with you and maybe ask, has anybody got a way that's different to that you store your still in use needles? Because if you just dump them into a pin cushion, there's no way I can remember afterwards what it was used for, what type of needle it is. So anybody got any bright ideas?
I have.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's Willa. I have a little item for each sewing machine that sticks on the front of it that I bought from Colonial Needle Company. I will send you the part number and you can distribute it to the group. It's called a needle holster.
Oh.
And it holds the case for the needles.
Oh, right.
And you keep that case there relating to the needle that you happen to have in your machine at that certain time.
So when you take it out, you know what you've got in the machine.
Correct.
Very clever.
And there's a little colored, looks like a pipe cleaner, but the length of the needle that fits in where you took the needle out, sort of thing.
Okay.
Now,
I haven't seen one of those.
I don't know where I discovered that, but I had one on my main sewing machine for years. And then I thought, well, I've got other machines. They should all have this. So, because I'll never remember. And I can't, my eyes are not such to read the tiny wee print on the end of a wee needle.
Yeah.
But I don't have it.
Well, yeah, if you could either put that in the chat or send me an email, Willa, and I'll share that with everybody on the Facebook group. Because that sounds like a really good idea.
I do have a friend who has something that looks like what you're illustrating here that came from Schmetz. I'll ask her where she got hers because I think she got it from a supply company that's actually in Guelph, Ontario.
Okay. This one here says patent pending. So I have no idea if Schmetz was waiting to patent it before they sold it or what. But I mean, there are obviously other ones out there that are similar to that.
I'll send you what I can find out.
Okay.
And
that would be great.
Including the part number, because I had quite a time finding extra needle holsters when I went on to Colonial Needles website.
Okay.
Eventually I ordered and they came along. So they're not very expensive.
Did you say the holster actually attaches to the machine?
Yes, there's a little sticky back on it. And you just press it against the machine.
Oh, yeah, I love that idea. I'll definitely
buy me too. I'm thinking that's a really good thing. And you're right. You probably have to have one for each of your machines.
Well,
I do. Keep yourself in line.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. One other thing that I was going to talk about was when you are sewing seams, and we did briefly cover it when I showed you the little baggie, is if you are sewing a seam, and you probably, this is second nature to you, you don't even think about it. Most of us that have been sewing forever don't think about it, is don't watch the needle, because that's when you start wobbling. If you watch the edge of your fabric, or you watch a part on the foot, that's when you can go much straighter. Sometimes there's little markings on the foot, and you line that up with something depending on what sort of stitching you're doing, whether it's a seam or whether it's a top stitching or whatever. I know that Janome, and I've got several of these feet, make 1/4 inch feet, or sorry, stitch in the ditch feet. So if you want to stitch in the ditch, but something I learned from Melissa Marginette in Manitoba was she doesn't like those stitch in the ditch feet. She finds they block her vision, and she uses an open toe foot. And then she just looks at the ditch in the seam, and her stitches automatically fall into it. And I thought, oh, she's talking nonsense. Really, I don't see how that can be better than one that's got the little guide going into the ditch. But you know what? I tried it, and she was dead bang right. I get better stitching when I'm stitching in the ditch if I use an open toe foot, especially one like the Janome AccuFeed, which is quite big. And so it's got a big open space between the two sort of feet of the foot, or the arms of the foot. And really, I do get better stitching. So I just thought I'd share that little thing with you. Okie doke.
Just a question. With that open toe foot, are you positioning the side of the foot with the side of the fabric or something, and then moving the needle so it lines up with the ditch? Is that you have to line up to?
Yes,
yeah.
I will straddle the foot over the ditch, probably halfway. But again, depends. Did I want the stitching right down in the ditch, which makes it almost invisible? And maybe that's what I want.
Yeah.
Or am I wanting the stitching to be to the left or to the right of the ditch? Because sometimes that can look particularly effective too.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I would then move my needle position to get that for sure.
We'll try something more to play with.
Yes. Okay. So what is next with Liz? So with Liz, and I'm just keeping a track of the time on my phone, because would you know it, 5 minutes before this, I discovered my Apple Watch had died. Okay, it just needs to be charged. All right, so what's next with Sew with Liz? Let's have a look and see. First of all, I wanted to mention that I found this Embroidery Online. They have got a whole lot of project videos, and I did put it on my Facebook page and my Facebook group the other day, just in the last few days, about something they're having on, I think it's the 2nd of February, not to do with Valentine's Day, and it's something about, it's actually not Embroidery Online, it was somebody else, it was Dime. In event, they're doing an in the hoop embroidery. So if you want details about that, go and have a look on the Facebook group, or my the Facebook page, or my Facebook group, and the details are there with the links and everything. You do need to register, but it's free. And the only thing that I mentioned was when they offer these free things, they're usually pushing and promoting quite a lot of product. So if you're happy to just let that wash over the top of your head, unless you're specifically interested in buying something, but you're there to look at the technique they're showing you, that can be, actually quite nice. So I thought I'd show you this one because they seem to be focusing on a whole lot of Valentine's projects. And that's currently in the project hub at embroideryonline.com, and they're all free. So if you wanted to go and have a look, I'm guessing that most of the designs that they're showing you are for purchase at Embroidery Online, but you never know, there might be a freebie somewhere in there. But never mind, I've got some freebies for you. All right, so this is the one, sorry, that I had put online. And here it is. It's in the Hoop virtual embroidery event. And it seems that they're going to be doing a bunch of different projects. And it looks like it's an hour and a half long. So they're obviously going to cover quite a bit of content. And I do think you have to register. Yes, you do. You just click that register button. It's not going to work on my PowerPoint if you get the video and you see the PowerPoint on the video, because that's obviously just a photograph of the active page online. But if you go to embroideryonline.com, you will find it there. So have a look. Sorry, you're not going to go to embroideryonline.com. You're going to go to DIME, which is Designs in Machine Embroidery. And if anybody has trouble finding it, just let me know, just email me and I'll send you the link. All right, so that's a freebie. There's nothing to pay for that. That's if you're interested in the hoop things. And I know, Willa, you were saying that you're quite interested in that. So this might be interesting for you. Okay, then I thought I'd mention this. Little did I know that teaching for the International Bra Sewing Bee last year, that there was some residual income coming my way. Not much. It really is not much more than a couple of dollars. But pro rata to how much time, we gave to the Bra Bee, the vault, sales from the vault. So you might ask me, well, what is the vault? Well, I attended last year, 22 and 21. But the first one they had was in 2020. So I never attended that, and I don't have access to all the videos from that International Bra Bee. So if you're into lingerie sewing, what they've now done is they've opened up a vault, and you can then purchase 2020, 2021, 2022. So if people are new and missed out on previous years, you can. So I've put the thing at the bottom, and I'm not soliciting residual income because, honest to goodness, it's only a couple of dollars that comes my way by the time it's spread amongst everybody that gets a bit. But in case you're interested, I bought the year-long access for 2022, and I really need to get on my bicycle and watch videos because obviously my access falls away at the beginning of August this year. And then I won't have access to it unless I've purchased the vault. All right, moving on. I thought this was so cute. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It's made from a child's sock. So from a pair of socks, you would get two of these cute little dolls. And so I have put the link to my Facebook group. If you go there, the video, I've posted the video there and you can watch the video. It's really very clever and very quickly made. So just go, you can just go to Sew with Liz Thompson on Facebook. Just look for that. You don't necessarily have to write down the link now. Although if you forget it or you lose this is what I do. I often lose the piece of paper that I wrote something on. We had a bit of a panic on the 29th of December, or actually on the 28th of December, because I was to see an orthopedic specialist the next morning about my sore feet. And I could not find the piece of paper where I wrote down where to find him and what the telephone number was. And I only discovered that at about midnight the night before. Oh my goodness, I went into a flat panic, but I did a search online and eventually found where he was. So all disaster was averted and I did keep my appointment. But if you're like me, I have far too many little pieces of paper. Don't worry about it, because when the video comes, you can just scroll to the part in the video and get any links or information that you might need from the video. Obviously, when I send it to people, if you don't want the video, let's put it this way, if you absolutely, because you're here, you're watching, and you don't want the video, just drop me a line or delete the email when it comes to you. I've asked people if they weren't able to attend to let me know they want the video, because I really don't want to be deluging everybody's inboxes with video links. So as I say, if you don't want it, let me know, or just, as I say, delete it when it comes to you. All right, so I thought that was really sweet and I wanted to share it with you. It's really small. It's probably not much more than about 3 or 4 inches tall.
but it's cute. And then this, I found this last night. So I thought, oh, I've got to share this with you. Somewhere I was scrolling through Instagram. My husband had put some boring thing on the TV. So, and he's the king of the remote. So I was scrolling through my iPad on Instagram, and I found this company, or some woman had made something, and she posted it on her Instagram feed. And I went to see what pattern it was that she'd used, and it wasn't this pattern, it was another one, and it was Styler Patterns. And the funny thing is, if you put stylerpatterns.com in, it goes there, but actually it's littlelizardking.com. I don't know why they're two names, but there you have it. And I just totally fell in love with this top. And guess what? It's currently free. So I wouldn't wait too long to go to this website and get it, because they're having a 30% off sale on their patterns, only until the 23rd of January. So that's not too far from now. And I don't know if this free pattern is only until the sale ends. I'm not sure. I tried to look earlier and I didn't find that information. But it's a raglan. And I'm going to stop the share and go to see if I can find it. Yeah, here. Is it here?
I love the detail on the ruching, kind of on the sleeve. That's really cool.
Yeah, I really like that. It is, as I say, it's a fairly simple raglan sleeve. And I've got so many of those lovely sweater knits that, and I'm tired of making the same pattern with a set-in sleeve. I made one raglan and I wasn't thrilled with it. So I thought, let me give this one a try. And yes, I thought that detail on the sleeve just elevated it a little from ordinary and boring. So in any event, if you want the pattern, it's currently free. So get on your bicycle and go and get it. All right, or get on your computer and go and get it. All righty, next slide is another freebie. And this was with Made for Mermaids. Now, if you're going to go to Made for Mermaids site, you are going to want, you're going to need to have quite a bit of time on your hands. She's got a whole team of people, it looks like, that do patterns for her. And she's got 1,000,000,000 patterns. And so all I did last night was I went to the freebie section and I actually put in my cart a large number of free. She's got 11 pages of free designs. And I just took a picture of one of them that I downloaded, because I think for travel, this is a really, really nice thing. In fact, I may actually even use it on my bathroom counter, because I've got things lying all over the place, and it would look probably a lot neater if it was in one of those baggies, and when I'm not using it, just pull the drawstring and close the baggie, and then it opens up nice and flat when you need to use the bits and bobs inside your cosmetic bag or whatever it is you're going to use it for. I think it could be used for sewing things just as easily. Your needles and your scissors and your pins and your whatever. So again, madeformermaids.com, and you just go to the freebie. There's a tab at the top that says freebies. All right. Next one. I put a big sold out sign on the lingerie class. I know a couple of you here are registered for it. And then I had somebody begging me today. So I may, if we can get her organized real quick, I may just take her. She's not very far away, so I can get the kits to her in time. But that is sort of a done deal. And then I do have an in-person lingerie sewing course. And instead of doing it over a weekend from Friday night to Sunday afternoon, I'm doing this one 3 Saturdays in a row, and it's from 10 till 4 or 4:30, I think. So, but it is in Surrey, BC. So if you don't live near me, it's probably not an option for you. But there is still space in this course. I've got some people registered, but there's a little bit of space left. I'm only taking 6 people, because I don't want people to be jammed into my lounge, tripping over each other. So I'm only taking 6 people. All right, moving on. And that's on my website if anybody wants to go there and have a look. And then just a reminder that the lingerie sewing support group is next Thursday. It's on the 26th of every month at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. and we don't record it for obvious reasons. So bring your questions, because I don't prepare content like I do for Sew with Liz Club. I just turn up like you turn up, and we just talk, we show and tell, we ask questions, and so on and so forth. And if I don't know the answer, because really I'm not a Beverly Johnson from Bra Makers Supply. I don't have her experience. I'm not a pattern maker, so I don't design my own patterns. I'd like to start doing that, but I haven't done that yet. So you know what? You need to bring your questions to that group. Otherwise, we'll be sitting looking at each other on the screen and just talking about our kids and our grandkids. Okay. What other classes are you interested in? It's all very well for me to dream up things that I'm excited about and I'm busy doing, but are there specific things that you feel you need to have your skills expanded? Is it serges, cover hems, machine embroidery, or what? So you don't have to give me an answer here. If you do want to give me an answer, I have a pen and paper and I will write down, but you don't have to. You can happily send me an email or even just pop it into the comment box on the Facebook group. That is fine. I will get them the information there. So that's what I'm looking for. And also for Sew with Liz Club as well. I sort of gather little nuggets as time goes by and I write them down in my little book and I tell you about them. But if you find it's not very beneficial, it's, oh, I know it all that already, which is fine because I often feel like that. Please give me ideas of what you want to hear in Sew with Liz Club and I will try to accommodate you as much as I can. Okay. And then again, I'm just reminding you, there is no such thing as a silly question. All right. If you ask something that you think is silly, 10 to 1, there's at least one other person there that says, phew, I'm so glad she asked that question because I wanted to ask that too. And I only got 2 votes for all those lovely projects posted from the 20th of November to yesterday. So I have got a little poll here. And I don't know if it's going to work. I've never done this before, but there you go. I don't necessarily need you to give me 2 choices, but I'm going to leave that open there. I don't know if I can continue to go on my screen. Yes, I can. But I'm going to leave that there on your screen. And you don't need to fill in that particular poll, which is a Zoom poll. If you have gone through the list, and I even put them onto the Facebook group the other day. I just took loads and loads of photographs or screenshots of each project that was posted. And I have put them there. So you don't have to go scrolling all the way back through everything. I think there are 3 posts I did where I put a whole bunch of pictures and you can just go through them. I didn't crop them and clean them up, so they're very untidy. But that will at least give you the ability to find the person's name and know the project. And if you don't know what she called the project, doesn't matter, just describe it. For example, one person really liked the little poinsettia embroidery standalone lace poinsettia that somebody used as a cake decoration. So she voted for that one. But you may see something else there that you want to vote for. And so, as I say, I don't really want to give out a sort of, popular vote prize at this stage with only 2 votes. So I'm going to give you a bit longer. let's say 2 weeks. How about 2 weeks? And then we'll announce the popular vote next time. So just when you got nothing to do and you're bored as all hell, just scroll through the pictures and decide which one you like and just drop me a note in the comments below those pictures. You don't have to worry about this particular poll. Okay. And I think I may have one more slide. Here we have next So With Liz Club is going to be Wednesday, the 15th of February, which is obviously a day after Valentine's Day. So we're not going to do anything specific for Valentine's Day because a little have already gone by. But there you have it. Do you remember what we did last Valentine's Day? I'll put a picture there.
Yes.
Okay, those little coasters for Valentine's Day. And I thought at this juncture, what I would do is say to you that if there were any So With Liz clubs last year that you missed, and we refer back to a project like those the zipper tab right at the beginning of this afternoon, or this evening, where I talked about how to put the tabs on the zippers. If you weren't around in October and you didn't get the video, please just let me know and I'll send you the link. It's no big deal at all. All right. And the same for these. If you wanted to know how to make those Love You coasters, it's on the February So With Liz Club last year. Just let me know and I'll be very happy to send those to you. All right. So again, what topics do you want me to cover? Doesn't have to be Valentine's because, as I say, we'll be a day late and $1 short, I guess. So there you go. I think that is the last slide. Yes, it is. So I can stop sharing my screen and we can also take focus mode off so that we can see everybody better. There we go. If you want us to see you, you're very welcome to switch your webcam on. And if you want to speak, you're very welcome to ask questions. Oh, I do think this looks funny. I was playing with Zoom earlier. Do you see that I'm not wearing lipstick? That's Zoom that put those lipstick and eyebrows on for me. It's too funny. So if I forget, and because I've often had a lipstick here next to the desk, and in between I've put some more lipstick on. So I'm not sure I like this color, but anyway, it's not me, it's Zoom that put that on the lips, which is, it's amazing they can do this with technology, isn't it? Anyway.
Bathroom every morning, put my makeup on for me.
Yes. All right, ladies, I'm throwing it open to questions. We've got a little bit of time left. Generally, we aim for about an hour with our So With Liz clubs. I don't want to go on for 2 or 3 hours because I know some of you have to get dinner on the go. I have to do that shortly too. But if you have got questions at this point or you've got show and tell, remember, we absolutely love show and tell. And what I'll do is I'll spotlight you so that we can see much bigger on the screen what you have got to show us. So over to you now.
Hey, Liz, I would like a cover hem class, please.
Okay.
Me too.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, both of you, tell me a little bit more about what you want out of that class.
I have a machine that I bought maybe 2 years ago now, and
Yeah.
it's Genome 1000.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
And all I use it for is to do hems. And I'd like to learn to do something else with it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
You know what all your buttons and knobs are, don't you? So I don't have to start there.
No.
Okay. And you, Diane?
Well, so I took that cover hem class. It was an online one with you a couple years ago. So that was really good. But what I find is I have to think about what am I going to do with it?
Right.
You know, so that class was very good for me to get the right settings and that sort of thing and get over issues that I was having with it. But For example, I have a binder and I'd really like to be able to use that, you know, to put binding on things or to make straps.
All right. So what have you got? Which one have you got?
Mine is probably the first when it came out. It's would it be the CP1000?
Okay, yes, that is that. I've got that one as well. So you've got
Yeah.
the tape binder for that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I've got it as well. So we could definitely, I've been actually really watching and being quite envious of this woman who's got this industrial cover stitch machine, and she's on Instagram quite often. I don't remember her name now. And she uses fold over elastic. So it's obviously not a double binding like we're talking about, but it literally folds her fold over elastic over her panties. And literally she's made a panty in probably less than 10 minutes. I mean, she just goes all the way around the one leg, all the way around the other leg, sews the two side seams together and all the way around the top. Or maybe she does one side seam and then all the way.
I find fold over elastic is really easy to put on with my FAF, you know, the sewing machine.
Yes.
But you know, I just love the idea of cutting my own binding, whether it's having something to match or contrast, you know, because you can do that on underwear, swimwear, you know. So
So you're talking about doing binding with stretchy fabrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you've already discovered.
Yeah, it is. And so I want to tackle it again this year.
All right, so I put tape binder down. And for you, Anne, you want to know what you can do with it. Projects or?
Projects are more techniques.
Okay.
Like if I'm sewing activewear and I want almost like the flat seam that I would flat lock on a serger. How do I do that on a cover hem?
Okay.
Like I really have only used it for hems. That's all I've done.
Right. I will be honest with you and tell you that 85% of what I do on it is hems too.
Okay.
But I will work on that, and I'll pull out all my garments and things that I've made with my cover hem, and I'll get something going. Yeah. Won't be for February, probably in March. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's no rush.
Okay.
And remember, we were talking about places to keep your underwear after you've got so many paired, they don't fit your drawer anymore.
Yes.
I'm using a clear shoebox.
Oh.
And right now it's only 2/3 full and there's 10 pair in there.
Wow.
So 15 pair per shoebox. And then
okay, now where do you get the box?
Oh, I don't know. Canadian Tire, Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just like plastic shoe boxes.
Okay.
The dollar store probably.
Dollar store.
Yeah. But it's working out really well to store them all.
Okay, and then do you put that box into your drawer?
No, I put it in my cupboard with my shoes.
Okay.
Because I keep my shoes in these. So it just sits. It just sits. And then that way I've got the drawer for everything else.
Okay.
And the underwear is all in a box, and it's all according to which ones go with which bra.
Ah.
So if I have the red and black bra, I just get the red and black panties out.
Okay.
So it seems to be.
You'd laugh if you looked at my drawer. I should have taken a photograph of it. I've got rows of bralettes, and then another row of bralettes, and then a row of panties, and they kept going and melding into one another. So I've got those boxes of COVID tests, and those are separating my rows. It's taking up valuable space. So thanks for sharing that. I think I'll have to go and get some of those boxes and maybe put them in my drawer.
Yeah, mine's not deep enough. My drawer is only probably 5 inches deep, and this is more like 6 or 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that measurement before I go looking for the box. I've got one of those IKEA drawers, and they actually are fairly deep. So I think I might be okay.
Yeah.
I was actually half thinking the other day that it might be nice to put the bra and the matching panties together, because it's a case of, I mean, it sounds terrible. This is a totally first world problem, ladies.
Yes,
You
I
can't
know.
decide in the morning what to jolly well wear. You've got so many.
Well, here's the red and black bra, and here's the red and black panties.
Excellent.
So right now they're all in the same spot.
Do you want to hold them up for us to see? Although she did put them on, she did put them on the Facebook group.
Yes. Yes, I'll show you what I did today, though. You've seen it.
Okay.
And me. So there's the test bra. And I lined the inside, Liz. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh. Yeah, it's so much nicer when you line the inside.
Yeah, so I don't know how you did it, but what I did is I sewed the top lace and the top lining piece together. And then I sewed the outside inner and outer cups together.
Yes.
I sewed the lining cups together, and then I put them
Wrong
right
sides
sides together and flipped
Okay.
so that
Yeah,
it's
the
fully.
first one, let me see if I've got it here. I had all these out the other night. What happens when you have got so many and you just don't know anymore how you're going to fit those in? And as I say, then you have this terrible first world problem where you've got too much lingerie. They don't have that problem in the third world. Okay, so I had some friends for dinner on Saturday night, and one of the ladies has, I really don't like this lipstick color. I wish I could go and find where I set it and then take it off. But anyway, one of the ladies, which apparently I'm told, and from reading, that's a very, very common problem. She has one breast that is actually significantly larger than the other. And so she struggles to find a bra that fits her. So I said, she's a good friend, an ex-South African like me. And I said to her, let me make you a bra. So now I've got a project to work on that isn't going to end up in my lingerie drawer. So this one was the first one I made, Anne. And I did it the way the pattern told me, even though I wasn't that charmed about it. Because the seams, you can see,
Are raw.
they're raw inside. That's what the pattern actually tells you to do. So you sew the seam and then you sew a little top stitch either side and then trim away the excess. And I did it, and it is a comfortable bra, but I had to come back and put something over the seam where the lace is. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. Can you? There.
Yeah,
I
you can see it.
had to fuse some, I actually used a funny thing. I used something that you use to join pieces of batting. Have you seen that?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And because it was very shiny and smooth on the one side, I thought, well, that might work. And it did. So I just cut it into much thinner strips and ironed it and fused it over that seam, because the lace was scratching me something terrible. And I couldn't wear it. But when we do the lingerie retreat next month, we're doing it lined like you've done, for sure. And I've included extra fabric for that, because I want people to sandwich their cups and then open it out so that there's no seam. It's tucked away inside the cups, which is pretty much what you've done.
Then how do you hide the top seam?
What you then do is you've got a lining for your lace, and that's why I've given you in your kits a piece of clear or very sheer tricot, so you won't see it through the lace. Alternatively, you could use some of your duoplex.
So you would put the top cup lining right sides together with the lining and then flip it up.
Yep.
To cover the seam. Okay, I did the other way. I flipped down.
Okay, but that can work too.
Yeah.
But I will probably start with the two lower cups and then put the lace on the top and sandwich it, but we'll do it step by step in the video. I'll show you exactly how to do it, because I don't always stick to a pattern. So if I'm not going to stick to the pattern, I'm going to have to show you exactly how I do it. And
I don't either.
I really stick to a pattern. I do my own thing. What other one have I got? This one. Yeah, this one I did the same. All right, this is the same bra Anne has just shown you, her green one, except that this is obviously very sheer. I love sheer things. It's a funny thing about me. I love them, but I don't wear them outside the house. And Karen, I promise I'll never put this on the internet with me in it. And I lined it with bra tulle. Yes, with bra tulle. I bought some bra tulle. Now, again, you can see that I have got that, oh, it's down here. Down this seam here, I've got that same stuff I used on the other bra. But this one is a little different. I turned it into a partial band bra. So if you look here, well, actually, it's not really a full partial band bra, but I cut the fabric under the channeling so small that when it turned over, literally my lace on the front and my channeling just got tucked in. So I have no fabric below that because I am working my way. I've actually bought a partial band bra pattern now. I've never used one of this company's patterns before, Orange Lingerie. And I've cut it out, but I haven't had time to sew it yet. And that is a proper partial band bra where you end up with just a little bit of fabric between your cups, and then the back of the bra goes off. Let me hold it up so that you can see better what I'm talking about. It probably goes off about here. The back goes out, and you've got absolutely no fabric from about there to there. Let me hold it up this way. All right, from about there to there, my two fingers, maybe a little bit further down on this side. No fabric below the channeling. And I haven't done one like that, so I don't exactly know how it's done, but we will find out. Okay. Any more questions, show and tell, observations?
I made another sports bra out of a bathing suit.
Oh, you did? You cut a bathing suit up?
Well, I only use my bathing suits as fashion items. It's never been in the water.
Oh,
So this is my, so the centerpiece was the skirt and the red was the body of the swimsuit.
okay.
And then it's got the crisscross straps, and then it's reversible. So it's black on the other side.
Oh, very nice.
So I have another couple of bathing suits that I'm probably not going to wear. And the elastic on the bum is starting to rot because they're 20, 25 years old.
Right.
So I thought, well, make sports bras.
Okay. So, and just tell them what pattern it is that you used.
It's the Green Style Power Sports Bra.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I bought that one as well for the bra B, but I made the small one. I bought the kiddie one because I knew I wasn't going to wear a sports bra. And so I bought the kiddie one and made it for my granddaughter. And apparently she never says anything, but apparently she wears it quite a lot, her sister tells me.
Did you do the one that has the racer back on it?
Actually don't remember what I made for her. It's quite a while ago now. It's way back in July, I think I made it. So I'd have to ask her to show it to me. I don't remember which I made. But I thought it came together quite nicely.
Yeah, it's a good pattern. It's quite easy. They call for clear elastic, and I used clear elastic in one of them.
Don't like it. I'm not fond of it either.
I use the 3/4 panty elastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I have also found I'm not madly keen on the clear elastic. It doesn't seem to work as well as I want it to work.
No, the one that I did with clear elastic it's very floppy, and the straps are very flimsy. Okay. Whereas the other one, they lie flat. This doesn't lie flat.
Okay.
So this
Anybody else had that experience with? You've had a lot of experience, Diane, with swimsuits. What do you, with swimwear? What do you think about clear elastic? You'll need to unmute, sweetheart.
Or if it's going in a pooler that I wouldn't use clear elastic at all. I really clear elastic, I only use it to stabilize shoulder seams for knitwear or necklines, that sort of thing. I hate it.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
so
pattern,
we're all
this
on the
pattern,
same page about it.
yeah, this pattern calls for it in the strapping and also
Mm.
all the way around the upper edges of facing.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
this one is, I won't wear it.
Oh, and you don't want to take it undone and put other elastic in?
Oh my gosh, Liz.
No, I guess not.
Too old for that.
Yeah,
No.
sometimes I've taken a bra apart, but that's basically taking it all out and starting from scratch, isn't it?
That's what I did this afternoon. I took this one apart.
Oh, you did. Was that one of your first ones?
No, this is one I made not too long ago, but it's the Watson bra,
Yeah.
and I did the long line,
Yes.
and it's got 1.5 inch elastic in it, and it doesn't meet at the back by
Oh,
probably 5 inches.
wow.
And yet the one I'm wearing is exactly the same size, the Watson bra, but it's not the long line. So the long line for some reason doesn't fit me.
Oh,
And this is the third one I've done. So I unpicked this one,
okay.
and I'm going to put the narrower elastic in it.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because like it's got a good stretch to it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
And you also had hooks and eyes on it, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
And it wouldn't work to have an extender,
I tried an extender,
but
still
still
didn't
5
work.
inches was too much.
Yeah, still way too much.
Okay.
And I don't remember if anybody was around a while ago. I think it was when Aaron was here and you were in
Yes.
South Africa. But I did this white one, and it was the long line,
Right.
and it was the same thing. The elastic will not stretch around my ribs.
Wow.
And yet if I don't do long line, it works perfectly fine. And I don't
Well, you
understand.
must be narrower right under the bust than a
I
little
must
further
be.
down.
My ribs must flare out.
Mm. So I would maybe take another measurement, and then we can maybe adjust the bra pattern for you.
Well, I have redrawn the pattern,
Okay.
and I'm going to try it again because I have lots of purple lace, because I made a purple one and it doesn't fit me either. So
Oh, it's disappointing when that happens.
it is.
And it's such a learning experience, because you can make one bra and it fits like a glove, and you make the same pattern, same size with a different fabric, and it's not the same.
Or
Because
different elastic.
fabrics behave in different ways.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
made that Watson, and I loved it with that bamboo. Do I have it here? No, I don't think I do. That lovely, very, very soft bamboo that I got. And you know what? It's stretched out completely.
Really?
It didn't have much support to start with, but probably if I made that and I lined it with maybe a sort of not too firm, but with a power net, I think then the bra would work. But right now, it's like I'm in danger of falling out of it. That's how it's stretched so much.
Well, the panty one kit that I won, the very first one you gave away, the blue with the little white polka dots.
Yes.
There's enough to make a bra because there's not a lot of me up top.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing that right now, and I lined it with like a lingerie tricot, and it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Okay, ladies. What I will do is I will stop the recording.